Hello, and welcome back today, folks. And we're going to be talking about Minilad and Lui Calibre and an end of a childhood era. You know, it's a saying that you should never meet your heroes because you'll be nothing but disappointed. And it's sad to say that, yeah, that seems to be true here. So far, so this is going to be two members of the Vanoss crew. Minilad, as obviously we know for being a pedo, aka pedo lad. Pretty much just going after young girls, also being a very abusive person in a relationship. And we're also going to talk about Lui Calibre here. Lui Calibre has also been outed. He's been outed quite a while ago by quite a few girls. And no, he is not a pedophile, but yes, he is a very abusive person and is an overall scumbag. You know, it's sad to see this because these are people you look up to as a kid. You know, you grew up watching them and all that. And then it turns out they're total fucking douchebags. You know, one of them's a pedo, and both of them just enjoy being mentally abusive and gaslighting and all these other things, you know. Minilad himself is still trying to save his career, while Lui Calibre already sort of has a dead channel, but somehow still has influence over these people. And I guess he probably still has a lot of money. Assuming Minilad still has a lot of money as well. And that's the problem with nowadays with fame. You know, fame will corrupt people, and it's sad to see. You know, they started out as relatively humble, just YouTubers, and then fame and power got to them. Fame and influence, it ruins everybody. It's why I'm most likely never ever gonna show my face on this channel, just because I don't want that. I don't really want a bunch of fame. You know, I just want to be able to be me and be treated as a regular person in real life, you know. Online, whatever, you know, online fame is whatever. And then the day you can just turn it off and you're just back to being a regular old Joe. But honestly, this cuts deep. You know, I don't even know how many girls. There's been well over 4 girls that Lui Calibre has been involved with that have come back to expose him a little bit for his malicious practices. He would make them pay the plane ticket for him to visit just to fuck, pretty much. And these are 18-year-olds. They are all over age, except for one possibly being 15, but we don't know if that's true or not. So, technically they're over age. He's not a pedophile, but he's still going after very young girls. It's very malicious. You know, it's similar to how in South Korea there's a growing amount of people who are trying to take advantage of mentally disabled people and force them into basically slavery at the salt mines and such. It's not like, technically, it's not underage, you know, technically it's not illegal, but it's pretty scumbag, you know. Lui Calibre, aka the original scumbag, you know what I'm saying? And it is really sad, because, you know, I used to enjoy his videos and shit. You know, he used to be like, you know, it makes you wonder, it makes you look back and like, damn, was this person always like that? You know, am I in the wrong for supporting them and enjoying their content? You know? And even Minilad, no, he wasn't the most entertaining Vanoss crew member, but he was still a member of that crew. And it makes you wonder, like, dang, 2 of these people are scumbags on there, you know? It makes you want to look at the rest of them, but, you know, I have to have faith. You have to have good faith in the fact that they're not. It's the fact that everyone is a person, you know. People, they're not good. People aren't good. People are always going to do actions that are best for themselves. And sometimes people take that to the worst extent. But sometimes people let all that fame and power and influence really get to their head and feed their egos over. You know, I don't know. I do have a bit of an ego. Everyone has a bit of ego. It's always on spectrums. No one's absolute 0 or absolute 100%, but it's just, you have to find balance in life, you know, on some Zen master shit, you know? You just have to being able to stay humble is extremely hard, you know? Even with celebrities like Cardi B, she's talking about how she used to be in a strip club and worked her hardest to get off, to get where she came today. And then she uses that to excuse some of her attitude and some of the other things, the non-desirable things that she wouldn't really want people knowing about in her past. And I mean, yes, I'm not gonna invalidate your hard work and effort, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's an excuse. You know, even the gaming terrorizer, people, like, we kind of know he plays it off as snarky, douchebaggy, egotistical asshole. But that's just some of his videos. He gives off that appearance because he's like being a dick to his friends. But he says that they used to be a dick to me, and they would pull pranks on him and shit. And you'd act oblivious and whatever. He's just looking out for himself. Yes, you're valid in that, but also, it's like kind of saying like someone bullied me, so I'm gonna go bully other people. It's not. I mean, you're valid, but it's not necessarily right. It's to an extent. Everything's to an extent. Moderation is key in life for happiness and success. Because, even with him, he's not a bad person at the end of the day. I was going to make a YouTube video called SmugTubers and have Brian there. But honestly, in the end of the day, he's not a bad person. And the fact that he keeps saying he's humble is not really helping his case. But yeah, I do believe he's not overly zealous with his fame and his influence and all that. Even NoGlow, which is the more self-centered channel, he's not really too bad of a person as far as I can tell. Hopefully not. Hopefully none of these people end up being predators or douchebags in their relationships. And I would say the perfect example is like Vanos himself. Not really. He stays pretty low key, which is something I admire about some celebrities. Staying low key is very important. Just keep them humble out their mind and just not like, I don't want to bother other people. It's better not to bother people like that. It's better not to put yourself in a position where you're messing with somebody and they're a huge fan and they idolize you. You have to remind people that you are human too. Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. And I feel like if we would all just treat each other like real people, just humans that make mistakes and humans that aren't perfect but shouldn't be treated as such either, it would be a better place. And honestly, it's sad. It's sad to see Lui Calibre and Mini Lad weren't really who they pretended to be, I guess. It's almost like watching a Saturday morning cartoon and then you realize years later that shit was just a fucking porno. That shit was just a porno where a dude not even a regular porno, a fucking BDMS traumatic porno, you know what I'm saying? And you thought it was a regular ass cartoon. And you're like, no. It's like putting a kid in front of Mr. Pickles and then thinking that's a regular show. Like, no, that shit's not. That shit's probably gonna traumatize them. They're gonna remember that shit. And it's just sad to see. I would really, how many times you would hope for redemption? It's sort of like Nick Avocado. Some people can't be redeemed. They've gone too far down a path that they can't help it, At this point, it's their own fault. It was the cause of their own actions. And, they made the choice to do that. They made the choice to use their influence like that, to be abusive like that. You can't do something like that and not know what you're doing, You can't plead insanity on that. You knew what you were doing. It's like stabbing a knife into somebody's back, you knew what you were doing. You can act like you didn't do it, but you knew. At some point, some part of you knew that this was wrong, Anyway, I just want to talk about that because it kind of hits close to home. Like I said, I used to fucking watch these people growing up and shit. But yeah, feel free to comment down below what you think about the situation. It's highly disappointing, It's just highly disappointing. Feel free to like the video. It's great for the algorithm, and subscribe. Lately we've been getting more support on the channel, which is good. I really do appreciate that. Honestly, I'm just a person with a microphone and a laptop. I don't even have a full PC to really make these videos edited greatly or have multiple other things going on, But I do appreciate your support, and I just thank you for sticking around and watching my video. It really does mean a lot to me, and when I see your nice comments down below, it does bring a genuine smile to my face. Yes, this is a commentary channel, I guess, but it's my channel. I just post whatever I really feel like on here. It's similar to Charlie's channel, or Critical, if you know, where it was more his channel, and people subscribe to him, to see his content, his take on it. And I hope that's the feeling you get from here. Because yes, like, on my Pete Davidson video, there's a lot of fangirls or people who just enjoy his content a lot, and be like, oh, you're wrong, or what have you ever done in your life? I'm like, I haven't done shit, you know? I'm not gonna compare myself saying I'm better than him, but I just like to point out stuff, you know? I just like to point out things, you know, and other people agree with me in the Trichapateas video. You're like, oh yeah, you're so right about this, oh, she's this and that, and I'm like, yeah, you know, thank you for support either way. Negative or positive, I just appreciate your viewership, and hopefully you stick with me when I grow. Either way, thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.